Gulliver's Travels Week on the Dr. Duke Show continues. We talked yesterday about how wonderful that book is, Gulliver's Travels, and what a shame it is that nobody reads it anymore. And they don't read it because it was written by a white guy and a Christian. It was written in the 18th century, and the language and the sentences are long and confusing. And so let's not do it anymore. And yet, when you do that, you are taking away from kids this beautiful. The book is a beautiful observation again on perspective. As Gulliver travels the world and it discovers and finds civilization and groups of people that no one had ever discovered before, contrasting his life as a Westerner, as a product of Western culture, to what he finds in these other countries, really sheds an incredibly bright spotlight on what we are and what we ought to be. To take that sense away from kids by not letting them read this book is tragic. Take a look at this particular quote from Gulliver's Travels, and you'll get a sense about how broad-minded and how modern the book is. He's talking about judges and talking about how judges who are corrupt judges pervert the law. Justices and judges aren't about justice if they are not above board. And what he says here is really powerful. Judges, he says, are picked out from the most dexterous lawyers. Let that sink in. What do you think the judiciary is going to be like when it's lawyers themselves that end up judges? We all make lawyer jokes. Everybody's made lawyer jokes for 1,000 years. Remember what Shakespeare said? Let's kill all the lawyers. Kill them tonight, right? If there's a profession that ranks at the bottom with used car salesmen, it's always lawyers. And where do our judges come from exclusively? Where do our politicians exclusively come from now? The lawyer class. Judges are picked out from the most dexterous lawyers who are grown old or lazy, and having been biased all their lives, John Roberts, against truth or equity, they are now under such a fatal necessity of favoring fraud, perjury, and oppression that I have known several of these lawyers and judges to refuse a large bribe from the side where justice lay, rather than injure the faculty by doing anything unbecoming the nature of their office. Crime and oppression and tyranny and disproportionism, that's what gave them careers. It's also what gave rise to their lawyer tricks that made them judges and politicians. And even if you try to bribe them to do the right thing, many of these judges, Swift said, would rather ignore the bribe and keep on doing the wrong things for the good of the lawyerly fraternity.